Hi, I'm Phil Harbottle. This is my 15th video discussing 1950s British science fiction paperbacks. But for this video, we're having something rather special. You're about to see the first ever online presentation of a camcorder video made by my friend John Lawrence. John was in the audience at the London Bookfair in 1991 and recorded a presentation for attendees at the fair in which I invited my author clients E.C.Tubb and Sydney J. Bounds to talk about their writing experiences during the flourishing of the mushroom publishers. They spoke candidly and fascinating detail of topics I have been touching on in my own previous videos. For this video, I've extracted the key highlights of the speech made by E.C.Tubb. Now here we can see some of the some covers of some of the books that Ted will be talking about. There's his first book, Saturn Patrol, which you remember he got paid for, but the two follow-up novels he never received any payment for. Ted talks about this book. These two books both had a very similar theme but with different characters. Very interesting. This book, City of No Return, which Ted talks about, was one of his finest early books. It's worth having a look at the blurb there. In those days, the writers themselves used to write the blurbs to the books, not the publishers, and they didn't get paid for it either. And that's one of Ted's best books of the early 50s, and a special significance of chapter 2, which he talks about.
Questions on pseudonyms, publishers, their contemporaries. I'm sure they can give you some illuminating answers. So I'll ask Ted if you would like to kick off with his own reminiscences of the post-war period, and perhaps mentioning some of the personalities, the moving spirits, such as Ted Cornell, Frank Arnold, who are unhappily no longer with us, but it was their vision and their work which has given us today's pocketbook industry. I mean,
well, I suppose the way to be humorous about it looking back, at the time, none of us knew this. It was on sort of out on the threshold of something that sort of grew like a weed in the garden. Science fiction was restricted to a few by the American magazines. The war came, of course, they got scattered. When they got back together again, sort of up bit, let's do our own, this producer, and let's get the British magazines going. And it wasn't easy because after all, we had to find money to do this, and that's almost impossible. I suppose a breakthrough came when Britain had been starved of magazines, paper shortage, all that business. Restrictions started to be lifted, and your white boys got in on the act. The pocket books, the paperbacks. It wasn't formed in the sense it had never been known before, but it took off because people were eager to make money. Printers wanted to print, publishers wanted to publish, shops wanted to sell. And there was a sudden dearth of writers who was going to produce all this stuff. Well, the only real source science fiction was because it was science fiction fandom. They knew it all, didn't they? That sticks in the background. And so there was scurry around by the publishers wanting people who would write this stuff. And a lot could. I mean, John Russell Fear, for example, was a postmaster. Others who had been writing, established writers. But a lot came out of the way, myself and I, Mary Sleep myself. And what was a hobby became a business. I won't say that's a good thing, but it happened. And it just grew. I mean, Sleeman knows the publishers far better than I, there's the spirit. But they proliferated, they flowered, there's Simon, there's Mayflower, there's Curtis Warren, there's Paladin, you name it, they were there. All paid. So the only way you could really survive financially was to be danced and turned around quickly. And that meant of course the gold was of poor quality. But what they mostly did was enthusiasm, a zest. I mean, 90% of all writing is, or even today's writing is, but there's more excuse for what we call, you know what I mean? They had certain limits. The story must be so long, it was made so much, and just go to town. And this all expanded and grew until the collapse occurred with the scandal of Ben Jansen. Texas stories. And what happened then was some history was recorded and it's known by others. For fear of being prosecuted for selling obscene material, sellers simply refused to accept anything publishers were introducing obscene material. So your boxers and your westerns, which are science fiction, just let them themselves in the book. And that hit me pretty hard at the time because I just bought a house. And I was there for a mortgage. No job, and there was no publishers. Which meant I had to scurry around and go on a flying insect. To get a job and keep writing. And that's what I did. So that's what happened to me. What happened to others about that time. So it was a sort of Zoom at the time. The details more than that. I was only looking at one. I was a chap who was asked by authors, publishing houses to produce, or when to them. They said, yes, turn one out, we pay you X, we give you a bonus, we pay you a little bit more than the other chap. We're talking about pennies now, really, up here. So you sat down and said, you earn fortnights, or you earn whatever you did, spookish. Now, because publishers were mean and nasty and grasping, as they still are, the event of the house name came into being. So if someone was, like Sexton people say, became very popular, they held the house name, and that's where the non-different started. Curtis Wong, King Lamb, you Karl Marx, you name it. You were the same, well, half of those authors were the same books, same name. And that's how that came. And it's distinct from the non-different, which you deliberately chose because you're too often in one magazine under your own name. So in that case, you had to be Charles Gray or somebody else. But the novels started that way. And then, because by the laws of the marketplace, you became that publisher's author, and that publisher wanted you too. So trying to win your way in that publisher. So you write a boat, you write fast enough. And so it was a merry-go-round for a while. It's just really fun. More important, though, on two counts, you not only learn the trade, but you learn it the worst possible way. Some authors will back me up on this. You learn to write in a certain way. It was just fast, it was interesting, it was entertaining, it had to be. It was that audience who wanted this quick style of writing. No deep introspections, no social problems, no political things. It was bang, bang, what's the next bit of action? So a lot of logic went out the window, and I was fortunate that grounded in science fiction, I knew about space, so you couldn't breathe on the moon without a helmet, so I was one up on the rest of the hands, you know. I knew how a rocket worked, I knew that there was a little bit of a difference between the solar system and the intergalactic system, and how the galaxies rise to modern stuff, like Star Trek still haven't learned. To them, you know, it's not another planet, it's another galaxy, it's another dimension, or it's a different universe. I mean, across the trees come from them. They get by and they do. So I had an edge over a lot of people, a lot of our authors who were in the market, knew the stuff, so I became very popular. And then, of course, Milestone, Scholar, and others sort of proliferated, and that was until the bank came out, so I was suddenly in real possession. There's a different stuff. Well, I mean, it's like the rest of it was a fear of prosecution, wasn't it? They didn't take anything in case in this layoff. There's some masochistic stuff, you know, it's tame by our present day standards, but it was there. And this really put the flat on it. The bubble burst. I mean, the cycle of credit and trust, borrowing, paying the last issue after you'd done the 6, you know, living up as just the first. I mean, it was like that collapsing. E.C.Tubb. So there was something like that, which was rather disastrous to all the authors in on the scheme at the time. It wasn't a question of choice. They said, we will give you X for X or Y, and you took it or you left it. I mean, there's an amusing incident about the naivety of a would-be author, meaning me, where we used to go to the pub on a horse, This is the second question. The first one, where last time was, where people came along. See, and there was a chap there. His name
Dave Griffiths.
Don't worry, boy, I'm a reader for Curtis Warren. You just let me have your novel. I'll put it in under my own name. They're bound to take it and I'll pay you. I think we've all been to this route, haven't we? I actually got paid for the first one. Still waiting for the other two. That should have warned me, see? That should have warned me. That's where the old king lands and Martin Jefferson's all that. So that's a scale. The operation of the time couldn't trust no son. And when the publishers, of course, gave you their contact, they didn't. They really accept your magazine, here's your check, and what have you got out? Rights, what are you talking about? Rights. We just bought the story, haven't we, you know? You said me, yeah, well, don't, you know, but don't worry about that, boy, don't worry about that.
It's often said that people had to write Fast and Furious in the 50s because they were paid so little. But I understand they were paid £40 a novel.
No, this was later.
So £40.
The first one.
4 times the weekly.
Yeah, it's quite wrong for saying it. The first time, this was a great glittering prize, you see. Money. For Curtis Warren, I will remember because I'm still over £54 by David Griffiths. Two novels. That's that. 2 novels.
36,000 words in 206 is that.
That's right. That's it. So that, but even then, it was not bad. It was only £7 a week.
Yeah.
So you look at it that way. Well, I got to the magnificent sum of £90 a month by writing bumper milestone and bumper scarlet. They're up the rates. And I quit work and decided to be a full-time writer. I don't think they were talking about £90 a month then, which was at least £900 a month now, maybe. So you've got to take inflation to account, to say it's what it is.
Yeah.
But to do this, you've got to write these 2 novels a month, which doesn't give you very good time. 2 seconds. So sit down. See, she screamed as a handwritten address. We've got a beginning, you go on from there, don't you? Mechanical hand, artifact, tambourine or some weird name. Or he fell wet, one hand clapped to his eye. Or the classical one, the flare gun thundered its song of doom. They're all aren't you? That's all the writer in those days needed to know, how to get that hat off the ground. Never mind plots and things, it never works out plots. Characters, you had your characters. 3 or 4. You go mad. There's a gorgeous blonde and a gorgeous brunette. And the lean, hungry Craig. You do have 2 names.
Engineer and some old scientist.
Well remember, I think you pointed this out with 2 books have the same time, the same bloody names.
Can you say, at one time, Ted, you wrote the same novel twice simultaneously. The Metal Eater, Roy Sheldon Panther, came out a few weeks later as The Living World by Commodus.
The same way, so I've been too fast on the night guys, is one novel. The character had to die, but at the same time survive. I did it, man. I don't know.
That's science fiction for you. What was your standing in your local community in those days? I mean, was the science fiction writer looked on as something of a strange beast, or was he someone to be looked up to?
Well, I never used to stop telling people. Actually, most of the time I was working. I mean, the writing was a sort of nice little bonus. I mean, actually, it's a weird thing. I don't know if you're interested in personal history, but as I come out there.
I am, yes.
At the time, I was working, I think it was about 1950, we'll say 1950. At that time, things were rough, you know. I was in a flat, wife, 2 kids, one child, and we were in one room. Now, all these people who whine and beat their guns about the underprivileged living in tough houses. Do you know, when I was in America and saw the slave quarters, they lived a bloody sight better than I did. Well, that's true. One room. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, shared toilet, all that business, all the things that the people now scream about. So I then made up my mind to make the classic sacrifice. I was going to Australia on a £10 passage. And in those days you could do it if you had a bit of a skill, which I did have. Having worked as a bomb repair carpenter, I would go and build a tram shed. I signed up for 6 months on the tram shed building. I get this 10, and then out there, to have a wonderful child, you see. And just when I was all ready to do this, because there was no future for me, I mean, what the hell? They talk about class of society and that and opportunity and all that. We won't go into that. I sold a story. I actually earned money.
Yeah.
Take on no money, 50, no shortcuts. They hired me. This was a way to earn money, which I could do. I really would play stocks and bonds now. I could earn money. And it was the worst thing that happened to me. I never know what would happen to me in Australia. I married some Sheena, who's old man under a minute sheep. The one thing is certain, why would I come out to me? She told me.
And you wouldn't have left your mark. I mean, because when you cash in your dinner pail, like 1 or 2 hours a day, there's some nice notes here. When we do cash in our dinner pails, people are going to remember us because we've left something behind.
True, that's
it. And I get a kick out of doing that personally. I met one or two.
And as I say, this sort
people
of
have done it, you know.
come, going to the pub and then get this character in, and obviously the books were just write one, write one, start off. And it was for Academy, wrote 1 chapter a day, 12 pages on the typewriter, closed out, double line. Put them together, that's a chapter. It's 12 days, did that 12 days. They were paid for it. And I remember one novel I sent in, this plaintive letter came back. Your novel is 3,000 words short. Jesus, that is why on City of No Return, the beginning is not the beginning. It was something I wrote to stick on the front. The entire beautiful tavern scene, that missing alien, begging for tobacco, and your snarling, sort of drunk villains shooting hero matching off of his blade. All that is unnecessary. The story is sheer panic. Just to fill it all out. It starts off that beautiful line, the city lay like a gem in the cup of the hills. That's where the story starts.
Yeah. It's the Song of Cowan by Eric Stone. It's a difficult poem. The Song of Cowan, Eric Stone, famous movies.
Yeah, I'll do that one.
Yeah, but wasn't that the business part of the
Yes,
City
yes,
of
yeah.
Cowan?
I've used the theme a couple of times actually, sort of the mysterious one. I think I did it on the Goomers one with the Hipsters called my title, Aladora, their title, Christ, marvellous. Not the Jesters, the Joe Jackson. You'll find the same concept of a hidden place which gives you everything. And I did better to do the rest of the day, more practice.